Did you know that John F. Kennedy was basically the original political rock star? Charm, controversy, and enough cool factor to make today's influencers jealous. Born into a family so rich they'd probably had debates over caviar and champagne, John F. Kennedy didn't just aim for greatness, he practically put America on a first-class flight to the moon. With a presidency shorter than your latest Netflix binge but charisma that's still breaking the internet, he turned "ask not what your country can do for you" into the ultimate mic drop. Buckle up, because this is the story of John F. Kennedy, the man, the myth, the meme-worthy legend. The foundations of leadership, early life and education. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born in Brookline, Massachusetts, into the illustrious and ambitious Kennedy family. His father, Joseph P. Kennedy Sr., was a formidable businessman and politician, while his mother, Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy, was a compassionate philanthropist and socialite. Growing up in a household driven by competition and high expectations, young Kennedy was groomed for greatness. Summers at their Hyannisport home were filled with sailing, touch football, and lively debates about politics and world events, shaping his sharp intellect and global perspective. At Rosemary Hall, his mischievous charm and penchant for pranks earned him a reputation, yet he excelled academically despite frequent battles with chronic health issues. Graduating cum laude from Harvard in 1940, his senior thesis, White England Slept, became a bestseller, reflecting his keen interest in international affairs. These early experiences of privilege, challenge, and curiosity ignited Kennedy's vision of becoming a leader who could shape the world. A hero's journey. Naval service in World War II. John F. Kennedy's journey to public service began with his enlistment in the U.S. Naval Reserve in 1941, where he commanded PT boats during World War II. In 1943, after his boat PT-109 was struck by a Japanese destroyer, Kennedy demonstrated extraordinary bravery by leading his crew to safety, even towing an injured man through the water with a life jacket strap in his teeth. This act of heroism earned him the Navy and Marine Corps Medal, shaping his image as a war hero and a leader under pressure. Despite chronic back pain from the ordeal, the experience bolstered his leadership skills and public profile, paving the way for his political career. The story of PT-109 became a defining narrative, showcasing his resilience and willingness to sacrifice for others, qualities he later embodied as president. Climbing the political ladder, congressman and senator. After the war, Kennedy traded his journalist pen for the political stage, winning a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives in 1946. Representing Boston's working-class district, he quickly gained a reputation for his eloquence and ability to connect with ordinary Americans despite his privileged upbringing. By 1952, he had climbed higher, defeating the formidable Henry Cabot Lodge Jr. to claim a Senate seat. Battling chronic health issues, Kennedy became a respected voice on foreign policy and defense, proving his resilience and intellect. His Pulitzer Prize-winning book, Profiles in Courage, further solidified his national profile, showcasing his passion for integrity in politics. These triumphs positioned Kennedy as a rising star destined for the White House. The road to the White House. The 1960 presidential campaign. Kennedy's youthful energy and vision for America captured the nation's imagination during his 1960 presidential campaign. Running against Vice President Richard Nixon, Kennedy's campaign emphasized themes of progress and renewal, encapsulated in his call for a new frontier. This vision resonated with a country eager for change and optimistic about the future. One of the defining moments of the campaign was the first-ever televised presidential debate. Kennedy's poised and charismatic performance contrasted sharply with Nixon's less telegenic appearance, helping sway public opinion in Kennedy's favor. His ability to connect with viewers through the screen marked a turning point in modern political campaigning, where image and media presence became as important as policy positions. Narrowly winning the election, Kennedy became the youngest elected president at age 43 and the first Catholic to hold the office. His victory symbolized a generational shift in American politics and a new era of leadership that promised to embrace innovation and inclusivity. Bold vision. Kennedy's presidency. Kennedy's presidency was characterized by both high ideals and significant challenges. In his inaugural address, he famously declared, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country," inspiring a sense of civic duty and optimism. This call to action resonated deeply with Americans, setting a tone of shared responsibility and collective ambition that defined his administration. Confronting the Cold War. The Cold War dominated Kennedy's foreign policy. Early in his presidency, he faced the failed Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961, a CIA-backed effort to overthrow Cuban leader Fidel Castro. The debacle was a significant setback, but Kennedy's handling of the subsequent Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 showcased his ability to navigate high-stakes diplomacy. By negotiating a peaceful resolution with Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev, Kennedy averted a potential nuclear war, demonstrating his skill as a global leader and a proponent of peace. Kennedy's administration also took a firm stance against the spread of communism in Southeast Asia. Though he increased U.S. involvement in Vietnam, he remained wary of committing ground troops, a decision that remains a topic of historical debate. His efforts to balance military strategy with diplomatic solutions highlighted his nuanced approach to foreign policy, even as the pressures of the Cold War intensified. A new frontier at home. Domestically, Kennedy championed ambitious initiatives under the banner of the New Frontier. He sought to address poverty, inequality, and economic stagnation. While some of his proposals, such as healthcare reform and federal aid to education, faced resistance in Congress, he successfully passed the Manpower Development and Training Act and expanded the federal minimum wage. These efforts reflected his commitment to creating opportunities for all Americans, particularly those who had been left behind by the post-war economic boom. Kennedy also made strides in the civil rights movement, albeit cautiously at first. By 1963, he had become a more vocal advocate, delivering a landmark speech in support of civil rights and proposing comprehensive legislation, which would later become the Civil Rights Act of 1964. His evolving stance on civil rights demonstrated his ability to respond to the changing demands of the nation and his willingness to champion justice, even in the face of political risk. The space race. Perhaps one of Kennedy's most enduring legacies is his commitment to the space program. In 1961, he boldly announced the goal of landing a man on the moon before the end of the decade. This vision galvanized the nation and led to the Apollo program's eventual success in 1969, symbolizing American ingenuity and determination. Kennedy's speeches on space exploration inspired a generation, emphasizing the importance of pursuing challenging goals not because they were easy, but because they were hard. This commitment to innovation and progress remains a hallmark of his presidency. Legacy of a legend. Kennedy's legacy endures as a symbol of youthful energy, optimism, and the promise of a brighter future. His presidency, though short, is often idealized as a Camelot era, a time of cultural and political vibrancy. This romanticized view, perpetuated by Jacqueline Kennedy's comparison of her husband's administration to King Arthur's court, underscores the enduring fascination with JFK. His ability to inspire hope and ambition continues to resonate, making him a figure of admiration across generations. Historians and political scientists continue to rank Kennedy as one of America's greatest presidents. His administration's achievements, including the establishment of the Peace Corps and the signing of the Partial Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, reflect his commitment to peace and global cooperation. Moreover, his advocacy for civil rights and space exploration paved the way for transformative change, demonstrating his ability to lead with vision and purpose. A complex figure. While Kennedy's accomplishments are celebrated, his personal life has been the subject of scrutiny. Chronic health issues and extramarital affairs have painted a more nuanced picture of the man behind the myth. Yet these complexities have only deepened the public's intrigue, making Kennedy a figure who remains as compelling as he is enigmatic. His struggles with health and personal challenges highlighted his humanity, allowing people to connect with him not just as a leader but as a flawed and relatable individual. And that's the fascinating story of John F. Kennedy, a man of vision, courage, and undeniable charm. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe to join us for more incredible stories. Share this with someone who loves history, and let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Thanks for watching. Your next adventure awaits.